Welcome to the Tom Barnard Family Podcast with
Co-host Catherine Brandt.
Andy Brandt Barnard.
And Kristen Burt.
and everybody. It's absolutely true, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, I got to start the show with a 4-year-old little girl I just saw on national television because her parents put it out there. I can't even remember where they were going. They were going out to dinner or something. She's about probably 4 years old.
Aww.
And they can't find her. And finally they look in her room and she's in her closet. She knew they had to go to dinner, so she's all dressed up. They had to go to dinner. They finally find her in her closet. And they said, "What are you doing? We have to get to dinner. Our reservation's in 15 minutes. We got to go." And she looks up, cutest little 4-year-old girl, and she goes, I have farts and gas. I have farts and gas. I can't go to dinner.
We made a trip up to Costco yesterday, and there was this little girl. So she's got a tutu on, some sort of sparkly top, high heels. She looks like she's maybe 3. She's doing these little dances by her. She's like in her own world, and she's like making she's sort of spitting. And I'm like, if a grown-up acted like a child, you'd be put in an asylum.
Oh, God.
Yeah, we introduced Ethan to Pokemon over the weekend after that blizzard. We were like, Melissa wanted to play a game, and it's probably the most kid-friendly game we have that he hasn't seen yet. Mm-hmm. And eventually we came across a Pokemon called Coughing, which looks like this. And he said, "It's farting."
It's farting. Well, there you go.
He saw that. He has demanded that it's been in our party for the entire game because he wants the farting Pokemon in our party.
Of course he does.
Wouldn't?
Yeah.
That's how 4-year-olds are.
A lot of 4-year-olds.
Yes, a lot of 4-year-olds are. Well, God, I remember Fawn was like that for ages.
Oh, yeah. She was really into farts.
Yes. Also, a listener sent this in. He was at a certain radio station doing a commercial, and he saw this.
What is it?
Tom Barnard, KQRS.
What are they doing with that?
Large
It's your Marconi, I think.
Why do they have it?
2006 large
2006,
market?
yeah.
Wow.
Why do they have my award?
I don't know. You could probably take it from
Where
them.
is it?
It's at the KQ building.
Oh, my God. What a shock that KQ wouldn't give me my national awards. I am the only guy in Minnesota history to be in the National Radio Hall of Fame. Oh, no, that's not true. Mr. Hubbard, the original Mr. Hubbard's in the National Hall of Fame, too. So he and I. But it just doesn't matter to people anymore. You succeeded too much, so we must punish you. That's a very Minnesota thing, by the way. Did you know that? Notice that when you lived here?
I feel like Minnesota nice is really what I got when I lived there, which is like nice-ish.
Ish.
Yeah.
Yeah, put the ish
Ish.
at the end. Yeah, put the ish at the end.
Nice-ish. I found it very hard to make friends when I was in Minnesota. I made friends eventually, but I found it very. I think about this because last week, a colleague at a new network. Or not, she's new to the network, I should say. It's not a new network. Moved from Chicago to Los Angeles, and we all organized a dinner to meet this woman so that she had friends.
Right.
And yeah, you know what I mean? Just so you don't feel alone.
Right.
And so like 12 of us went. I don't even work at the network that she works in, but it's nice to have colleagues in all parts of the industry. And I think that didn't happen to me in Minnesota. People would be like, "Oh, I'm having a party this weekend. What are you doing?" I'm like, "I don't know. I don't really know anyone. I'm trying to get the lay of the land." And they won't invite you to the party kind of thing.
Oh, God.
It was a lot of that where I worked. And so it was hard to meet people.
Almost everybody I know in Minnesota has friends from their childhood. And they hang out with them nonstop or some sort of group. It's always like they're into something. And those are the people they hang out with.
Oh, speaking of that, I'm glad you guys brought this up because I forgot all about this a couple of days ago. I found out. I grew up, Andy Fisher, of course, my best friend, but Andy died a few years ago, unfortunately, very young. I hate that when my friends die young, but some of them were murdered, so, that happens. Andy was not. Andy had a sickness and died. But I got an email from a person that I don't know. I grew up with a pair of twins, went to St. Anne's with me, Guy and Greg Laurent, Laurent, a French name, right?
Laurent.
By coincidence, they sent me this whole thing about how a guy asked Guy Laurent at his place of business, "Are you the Guy Laurent that knows Tom Barnard?" And I guess Guy went on and on and on about how wonderful I was and what a great friend I was. I don't know why he was lying.
How
I
refreshing.
don't really understand that.
How refreshing to have people say nice things.
Guy, I got to tell you, the Laurent family, Mr. and Mrs. Laurent, could not have been nicer when my father was hauled away in a straitjacket. Mr. and Mrs. Laurent stepped up and said, "Don't worry about this, Tom. If you need our help, your mom's always at work, so we'll be your parents." It was that sweet.
That's nice.
Remember when people were that sweet and nice?
I think they still are. I just think you
I hope
have
so.
to hang around those people. You know what I mean? You just have to make sure that your little community, your little tribe are good
Right.
people.
Right.
Yeah, the Laurents, the Fishers, the O'Briens, all of them. It was just absolutely, and I mean, pretty much everybody that went to the Catholic school, St. Anne, still hung out together, playing baseball and football and basketball and going to stuff. But it's so nice to hear that somebody I have known for 65 years would step up and go, "Oh, yeah, Tom, we're really proud of him. He does a great job." And Guy, yeah, we have to have you on the show. That's all I have to say, which is not going to be bad for the two women here because Guy Laurent is one of the most handsome men I have ever seen in my life. And women all thought that in grade
We
school.
love a handsome man.
I know you
Sweet.
do. That is the whole problem. So we'll have to
We'll
get.
just swoon the whole time.
You can swoon. Have you ever met Guy Laurent, Catherine?
I believe so.
I think you did. Well, he was on that thing that when
Trying to remember this handsome man.
they took 10 of us back to St. Anne's when my ratings went through the roof
Oh,
and all
I
that
didn't
stuff.
go there. No.
No, I know
yeah.
you didn't go to that one. Remember that, Andy?
Yeah, I actually have the VHS tape.
Do you really? Do you really?
There. I think it's in the corner right over there.
That's
Oh, my
hilarious.
Yep.
But yeah, I'll close up by saying this. I cannot tell you how much I appreciate hearing from guys that I've known for 50, 60 years. Tommy O'Brien listens to this show. All the people from North Minneapolis, you were my dear friends. I will never forget you because I don't know what I'd have done. Seriously, with my mother at work 12 hours a day and my father in a nut house. What the hell? My brother was in Vietnam. My sister had already moved because she got married. I mean, the kids just hung out at the house taking care of ourselves. And I know now that all those families throughout the neighborhood watched us like a hawk just to make sure we were safe.
I can't
How
even
sweet is that?
imagine Colin and Ethan handling themselves.
Yeah,
I
pretty
know.
tough.
Literally nonstop following us around. Mom, Dad, Mom,
Yep.
Dad.
Yep.
It's like they would just perish if we were not around them for half an hour, I think.
Okay,
Yeah.
as I read this, ladies and gentlemen, I want you to know I don't have gas and farts while I'm reading this.
I'm glad.
Like the
That's
little
good.
girl.
I'm glad because
Catherine's really glad.
Yeah,
Let
I'm
me
very,
tell
very happy.
Catherine's very glad. Kristen Bird Entertainment News brought to you by North American Banking Company. Go to nabanco.com to learn more. Member FDIC, equal housing lender. I want to ask you this question, Kristen, because there was a guy, I don't know where the video was from. It was from one, I think it was from what is it called? The Talk or the View or what is it called?
The View is still on the air, yeah.
That's the thing.
What is it? Who's on The View?
Whoopi Goldberg,
Yeah,
Joy
yep.
Behar. Yep.
That's it. That's the one. There was a guy in there, and now I forgot his name, of course. He's a young black man in America today who wrote a book, and they went after him full on because he, as a young black man in America today, said, "We have got to stop this. You're black. I'm white. You're red. You're a woman. You're a man. You're this. Can we just live our lives and not focus on what you are and what I am?"
That's the whole views. That's their whole
Yeah,
program.
that's their
that's their
what they
whole
do.
program. Yeah,
If
that's
you
all
go
they
on
do.
The View, I actually think about this a lot because when I did Jesse's show and I was his newsreader, my job was just, if he said black, I would say white. If he said up, I was supposed to say down to purposely just stir debate.
Yep.
And I think that's exactly the type of formula that The View is also doing. If you go on, you know that you're going to.
Yeah, and then I don't know why anybody with an opposing viewpoint goes on The View because
No.
those women just attack and they screech over each other. It's just I can't stand watching it. Of course, I don't think I've ever watched it, but you see these clips that circulate.
It's clips, yeah.
Yeah, and they just, oh my God, they're just screeching all the time. It's so boring to me.
I have got to track his name down because I would have loved. Oh, he has a podcast as well. Well, everybody in the world has a podcast now, so that's not a surprise. But I got to find his name because he was really good, and I would love to have him on the show. And it's not about you do it my way, blah 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 blah. He's all about, as a young black man in America today, all of us let the orientation go, let skin color go, let all of it. Can we just be who we are and live in peace? Is that possible? What do you think?
I don't think it's possible. I was like, no.
She goes, no.
I don't think so.
We know that there's a lot of money in being divisive.
I guess,
Yeah.
but he was. So
And then
good
there
at-
are people who casually throw around slurs to remind people that you're different or whatever. So that's also a problem.
Well, if anybody listening today knows who I'm talking about, he was on, I think, a couple of days ago, 2-3 days ago or something on The View. Young black man, just wrote a book. Really, really smart guy. Really bright. I'd love to track him down. That would be great. Like we tracked down Kristen Bird, and then she's only been with us for like a couple of weeks, but
She won't go away.
she just won't go away. That's exactly it. No question about it.
Oh, clown shoes. Sorry you're having a tough morning.
He says he's been having major family issues.
Who?
Clown
Clown
shoes,
shoes.
79.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that.
Sorry to hear that.
We don't like hearing that our people that. Oh, Jesus.
But the nice
I don't
thing
know
he
how-
said is this show is a refuge for him. So.
Oh, that's nice.
Well, believe me, the show's a refuge for me too. After watching people on television go nuts over nothing. So yeah, and maybe it's a good time to point that out as we segue into the Kristen Bird segment. You do a lot for us, not just by listening and driving the numbers up, and therefore we make some money doing all the rest of it. Your support is amazing, and I really appreciate it. Some of these people have been listening to me, they say, for about 70 years.
Wow.
Yeah, a little short of it, I guess, 67 years. Isn't that unbelievable?
It's unbelievable because I'm not sure you've been on the air 67 years.
Yeah.
No, not totally.
Well, you started off on the air when you were what, 19?
I think I was 17.
17?
When I first-
Jacksonville. You went to Jacksonville,
Like
North
57
Dakota.
years then.
You've been
right?
all over the
Oh,
place.
50, you know what, 57 years.
That,
You're
okay,
absolutely
that
right.
makes more sense.
You're
Because I was
absolutely right.
like, didn't you
that
go to
math is-
Capitol Records? I was trying to think,
Yep.
like, where does that math work in?
That was after I got fired from radio the first time.
But then he was doing voiceover, so you could still
Yes.
hear him.
And one of the reasons I want to talk to this young man about this, and I wish we could find his name, because I want to talk to him about the fact that exactly what he's talking about is what I tried to do many, many years ago. And I, of course, was called a racist for doing it. And some of my sponsors said, I can't be on anymore, Tom. You're a racist, they say. It's like, what? Because I'm trying to help people, I'm a racist? Because I won't kiss ass.
No,
That's a big
it's just
difference.
anybody with any modicum of fame gets called all
Well,
kinds
that's
of
true.
things. If you
Yep.
say one thing, somebody disagrees with you, then all of a sudden that's just their go-to.
Yeah. And you just have to have, like, the thick skin about it and, like, move
I
on.
guess.
do.
I guess.
Yeah.
I mean, I love doing a show, and I've always enjoyed. Obviously, being in the business as long as I have been, I love doing it. But people just can't leave you alone, can they?
They
No matter.
can't.
I mean, Hollywood must be really hideous.
I mean, it can be. I mean, like sometimes even my own, like if I have a video on TikTok that goes a little bit viral-ish, like sometimes you look at it and like, do I dare look at the comments? And
Yeah.
sometimes you're like, okay. And it's not necessarily directed towards me, but you're like, your opinion is wrong. And I'm like, this is my page. This is my opinion.
Yeah.
You know.
There you go.
Tom, I did go to bat for you today on TikTok, so I'm just letting you know. Next
On
time
TikTok?
so I think we put up the Red Robin clip on
Red
social media.
Robin.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
And someone was like, oh, I guess anyone can have a podcast now. So I was like, Tom's in the Radio Hall of Fame. How about you?
No, there you go.
So
Who said that?
some random person on TikTok. It literally is a random person with like 4
who
followers
cares?
and like 2 posts.
Oh, it's that.
But
So
I
they're
just
not
want you
even
to. Yeah, I was like, the next time I annoy you, I'm just gonna be like, I went to bat for you on
Yes, because
TikTok.
over the just 2 weeks you've been with us, you've always annoyed me. There's no question. How many years now?
Well, I came around 2012. I think narrowed it down to like September or October or something like
Yeah.
that, or August
2012.
2012.
Coming up on 14 years.
14 years
Wow.
putting up with you.
I know.
She goes, I know.
It's been hard.
Yeah.
What are you going to do? Oh, listen to this.
Margaret, the smackdown. Laying down the smackdown. Yeah, everyone's
Yep.
scared of me.
I was just reading that same thing as you were reading it by coincidence. That was very good. But yeah, I just, like I said, the one thing that people do need to understand is that you should be grateful for this, not just pissed off all the time. That's why I cannot watch things like The View, because they're never happy. I don't know. Why do they have to be so
not.
negative?
But that's their business model.
Yeah.
Oh,
They
God.
make tons of money. Absolutely.
They
I'm
do.
sure.
Yeah, they
I'm sure
do.
they're each making probably $5 million a year minimum.
Oh, easily.
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 Yeah, absolutely.
I wonder, actually, are their salaries public? I'm assuming not.
Andy, don't look this up, because then Kirsten's going to want like 6-7 million more.
No, you're not getting it.
She keeps charging for every time you mention politics. 100,
Yes.
100,
Yeah, there-
100.
I don't mention politics anymore because I can't stand either side anymore. I'm just not even going to mention it anymore.
I think that's 100 right there.
No, it's not. It's just I'm getting away from. I can't stand these people. Not one of them is sincere about what they do.
Is anyone keeping track for me? I can't wait for
Oh,
this
leave me
invoice.
alone.
I-
Get away from me, you.
There's a great display of how useless the internet is becoming.
Okay.
So I Google the View salaries, and what I see is an AI summary, and I click the link that the AI summary cited, and the link goes to an AI summary from a different AI.
That's great.
Google AI citing Grok.
Whoa.
Oh, yeah.
It's like, I can't trust these numbers even a little bit.
No.
No, don't. It was interesting. Last night I was at an event and I was talking with another journalist, and I said, I've seen AI pull one of my articles that I had done. It was an exclusive. Pull the information, spit out inaccurate information, but still link to my article. And I'm like, but that is what is here in this box that people are going to see is not what's in the article, and people aren't going to bother to click on the article. I
Yeah.
understand that.
Yep.
Yeah, so that's why I say don't trust the Google AI Grok,
No.
whatever it is, whatever their version is. Gemini, I think it is.
You know what's so great at talking about radio and shows and doing all that stuff? That you people out there post all these things from all these years ago. There was a piece of audio, and I can't remember the market it was from, but we played it all the time. It wasn't on KQ originally, but it was from somewhere else. But it was so great because this guy goes, we've gotten a hold of Eno Corpy. The guy's name, I'll never forget his name, was Eno Corpy, because you're not going to forget that name anyway.
Yeah.
And we're talking to Mr. Eno Corpy on the phone, and we're going to ask him what's in the prize pack from this radio station. I don't remember the call of his radio station. But, sir, do you have any idea the amount of what's in the special prize? And there was long, he goes, let's see, parachoppers. Like what?
Pair of choppers.
Parachoppers?
Which apparently are mittens.
Yeah, those captions.
Somebody's at the door there.
Somebody's at the door.
Yeah, a parachopper. And just the way the guy says it, Andy could probably find the audio. It's because he goes, oh, let's see now. He does that deal.
That Minnesota accent.
Yeah, Minnesota. Yeah,
Minnesota, they
yeah,
exaggerated
Minnesota all the
version
way.
of
His
it.
name was Eni what?
Eno Corpy.
Eno
I think it's
Corpy.
Korpi. Hey, you want to be on the show?
Eno Corpy.
Talk a little sports, talk a little, entertainment. Guy lets me know. He waves me off.
Huh.
Anyway, so what were you talking? What were you asking me, Andy?
I was trying
Corpy.
to
Oh, about
See if
Eno
I can-
Corpy.
see if I can find Eno out there somewhere. Well,
think
there's a
it was-
guy who was born in 1906 named Eno Corpy.
That's him.
It's. I wonder if
I
he
bet-
moved.
I bet you that's him.
There can't be too many Eno Corpys.
I wouldn't think so. Not a lot of Eno Corp, and that was probably in the late '80s. So he could have easily been in his mid '80s when he did it.
Yeah, this might be the guy because
I think
yeah,
it
this
is.
is this is from the U.S. Census, born 1906. That'd put him about 80ish. So yeah,
There
that
you
would make
go.
sense, wouldn't it?
No, let's see. Get at the Minnesota thing. Okay, let's see. Let me think about this. I just love that accent because I never heard that where I grew up. People didn't talk like that in my neighborhood.
The North Minnesota accent.
Yeah, the northern Minnesota accent. Very, very cool. No doubt. So what's going on out there in the real world?
I was at a Hallmark event last night because I love my Hallmark, and I love my Hallmark.
Sure.
It's for When Calls the Heart, which is the #1 show on cable right now. Do you guys know what When Calls the Heart is? It's like
No, it's a new soap, right?
It's a what?
It's a new soap.
Nope, it's been on for 13 seasons.
Oh,
on
well,
Hallmark, and it's about a really tiny community in like Canada and in like the early 1900s.
Huh.
Yeah,
Man.
They do really well. #1 show on cable now. So they're doing a prequel to it, which is now going onto Hallmark Plus. It premieres on Saturday, called Hope Valley 1874. Kind of like the Yellowstone type of spinoffs. They find a type of trick and then they just copy it over and over again. But Lori Loughlin, do you guys remember the Lori Loughlin name? Anybody?
Oh, sure. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So she's been on When Calls the Heart, then was exited out of When Calls the Heart because of the college admissions scandal, if you guys remember that.
Sure.
She's officially coming back to the show. So she made a public appearance, like a very rare one. And it was interesting because they did a panel at the event last night, and she didn't really talk that much. She covered her face with her hair, looked down a lot, and I'm like, really interesting. Yeah, a lot of people know her as Aunt Becky from Full House, of course. But I'm curious just to see if she's like a little bit shy about coming back out in front of the press, which was interesting. Yeah. She wouldn't do any interviews, so that was another thing. So she's obviously not in a place. But I'm like, if you're going to join a show, you're going to have to do an interview at a certain point. Yeah. But right now, it's not it. But she'll be in the show for season 14, which is filming. They'll start filming shortly. So,
Catherine, what did we just watch last night that was really good? What was the name of that movie?
We watched a movie from. It's the guy from Shetland. Oh gosh, what was the name? I don't remember the name of the movie. It was sort of a ghost story. It was a ghost story.
Yeah, I suppose.
Like an evil little boy in the mansion.
That's right. There's an evil little boy in a mansion. It was really, really good, though. Well acted.
It was listed under horror. It was not horror.
No,
it was actually a very mild ghost story. Mm-hmm. I mean, there was a little bit of violence, but it wasn't like you would think. Gosh, I don't know. I can't remember the name of it.
It was really
Sorry,
good.
I had my mind on other things.
The Small Hand?
Yes.
There you go.
The Small Hand?
Jeez, you're really good at this.
What I do.
Yeah, there you go.
Pretty much all day.
That's what he does for a living.
Yeah,
It's Douglas Henshaw from Shetland.
Yeah, we love that show, Shetland.
Really good.
Yeah.
Really, really good movie last night. Because it never shoved anything down your throat. It didn't get, it's all supposed to be scary, or, you're supposed to feel sad. It was just this natural flow that was really good.
And it was short. They didn't feel like they had to give a backstory of why this guy all of a sudden decided to go buy this dilapidated manor house. And one of the, I just love movies that do. Okay, so he's sitting there in this mansion. It's totally run down. He's already had a ghost experience, like a scary ghost experience. I would be running the other way. He ends up meeting somebody in the mansion, and all of a sudden, just out of the blue, here comes a little race car. And they just kick it out of the way and go, hee. I'm like, if a little kid's race car just showed up when nobody's been in this place for decades, I'd be like, let's get out of here right now. Bolt for the door, never come back in. But they're just like, la, 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 la. It just cracks me up when they write stuff like that.
I like the summary here. While Scott's character tries to get justice for a child ghost, because it makes it sound like he's trying to get justice for the ghost specifically, not the child.
There's a little bit of backstory. So if anybody ever watches it, I wouldn't want to explain that. It's a nice movie.
Really
was
good.
it on BritBox or what?
I don't think so.
We
Yeah,
watched it
I think so.
I had that thought about Casper the Friendly Ghost the other day. I was like, Casper is a little boy, but he's also a ghost.
Yeah.
So it's pretty morbid, isn't it? But it's always shown as like, kid-friendly fun. He's a friendly ghost.
You're one of us. Yeah, you're one of
Yep,
us.
but
Yep.
I actually looked up the backstory, and it's not morbid because, well, it either is not morbid at all or it's extremely morbid depending on how you read this.
Yeah.
The explanation is that he was born a ghost.
What?
Oh. Well, he doesn't really look like a person. He looks like a,
Yeah,
A
he's
cute
just
little
like some shit.
blob.
Yeah, he's
Yeah,
just a
exactly.
blob.
So it's like, does that mean ghosts can reproduce, or what? How does
You're
that
not
work?
supposed to think about this, Andy.
No,
That's
you
the
are not.
thing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
No, you are not.
Yeah, there's a lot of inconsistencies with writing that you just can't overthink.
Because
I
he's
just
the
wanna-
friendliest ghost of all.
Yep.
He is.
Well, I'm going to point out one thing before we continue. Did you hear that plane go over just now?
I heard something. I don't know what
there was
that
a plane
was.
went over just now. We're nowhere near the airport, so if they're going to fly that low over here, we might have to break for the door
There
at some point.
are a lot of helicopters that go
Whoa.
right over us.
Yeah,
I don't
yeah,
know
that's
why,
true.
and very
Yep.
low. And I don't know where they're coming from, where they're
Yep.
going to, but there's a lot of large helicopters.
Indeed. No question.
There's a
about it.
hospital up not too far from
Yeah,
here.
that's
Maybe
true.
that's what it is.
It is the hospital with the
Might be,
helicopters.
yeah,
Yep.
they're very loud.
No
Got-
question.
Final
So, yeah.
question from the audience.
Go ahead, sir.
Would you rather be a ghost or a zombie?
Ghost.
A ghost.
Yeah.
Yeah, zombies just seem like they're constantly suffering. I don't
They
know.
don't look happy.
They're hungry, and hunger isn't pleasant. And
I
they're
don't want
always
my skin
moaning
to look
and-
bad.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
Rotting, But the problem with the ghost is you can't touch anything. So it's like, zombies can at least eat. So if you're hungry, you grab some brains, you're good to go for a while.
Yeah.
But ghosts,
I guess.
No, I
what,
don't wanna
what
be
if
a
ghosts
zombie.
can be hungry? They can't even eat. So they're just cursed forever. Also, ghosts seem to be permanent or semi-permanent, whereas zombies, they don't have a very long shelf life. So I don't know. If you become a zombie, you're done within probably a few weeks, right?
I think you've put too much thought into this.
Yeah, maybe.
I'm just brainstorming at the moment.
Yeah.
I got to say one thing. I hope this is not true, but something just appeared on one of the comments. Cuba attacking.
What?
Cuba attacking. Let's Google
Said
that.
Cuba attacking. It's
Hopefully it's not
way
Miami.
above that. What's up?
I think Cuba is falling.
Yes.
Yeah, falling,
more
but I don't know
than-
about
yeah,
attacking.
I don't think they have the resources to attack.
No, I don't think
No.
there's going to be a Cuban Missile Crisis in our near future. At least
What'd you
I hope
find,
not.
Andy?
I'm not seeing anything in particular.
Okay.
So yeah, there's no like nuclear missiles coming from Cuba, as far as I'm aware at the moment.
Well, that's good.
God,
At least we've got that going for us today.
we only
My
got a
friend
couple.
finally made it out of Qatar too. Oh my god!
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
Got
That's
on a
good.
plane yesterday. Like had plans for weeks, and it just finally was able to get a seat on a plane and
Oh,
make his
wow.
way to Turkey. So really happy about that.
TFFI. Cuba can't make a PBJ sandwich, let alone attack anything.
No, peanut butter would be very hard to source.
Oh yeah, peanut butter in Cuba ain't happening.
Yeah, when we went to Cuba, they said that they were so happy because the regime let Cubans go to America and bring back, I don't remember how many pounds of goods.
Yeah.
So
Yep.
they literally were taking these trips to Miami, going to a Costco, buying a bunch of televisions and things, and then putting them on the black market so people could have a television
Oh yeah,
or food or whatever, because they don't. I
Yep.
mean, a pharmacist there makes like $65 a year.
Yep.
They don't have any resources at all.
The big dough, a buck a
That's
week.
terrible.
That
It
is pretty
is.
bad. There's no question about that. But I tell you what, Catherine and I loved Cuba. We stayed there for what, about 4 or 5 days?
Yeah, I mean the people were really, really nice. But of course,
Really
when you're a
nice.
tourist, you're always,
Got money on you?
no, you're. We had a tour guide who was, professionally trained.
Yep.
He was a college professor, because it's the same thing with most communist countries. You don't get to choose your path in life. A lot of times
Yeah.
they tell you what to do. If you get to go to college because your grades are good, you generally go into that profession. But apparently he didn't like whatever he was doing, and he asked if he could be changed over to a tour guide. And it took like a 3-year process.
Yeah.
But he got to do it. Yeah, but you have to be very, very careful about what you say and to who as a tour guide, because they don't want, anybody
Yeah.
to think that the regime isn't the best and the greatest.
We'll close with this because I know you got to go, Kristen. I just got a message on my watch. Why is she leaning over doing coke off her elbow?
She was having
You're sneezing.
I was sneezing, and I politely put myself on mute so no one had to listen to my sneeze.
Thank you
Yeah.
very much.
So you weren't doing coke. Okay, I'm glad.
No, I wasn't. Last
What you
night I
wanted
was
to?
doing sushi and the most delightful whipped feta honey dip with veggies that they served, and
Love it.
I'm still dreaming about it because it was that good.
with your
Love it.
sushi.
Whipped feta honey dip with
But with
like,
your sushi, like you put it on your sushi?
well, it was a buffet. You know, you don't put it with your sushi.
Oh,
There's
okay. I was going to say that sounds
crudité.
pretty gross.
No. It was so good.
Yeah, feta and
Feta
sushi
honey
doesn't-
fish? I don't know.
Yum, sushi. They're all saying yum now.
I love sushi so much.
Oh, yeah, we do,
Anytime
too.
it's served at a party. And I was sitting there last night. I'm like, oh, look we're bringing out the old school, like big budget.
Well, it is very healthy too. Sushi is. I mean, there's not a lot of weird calories or anything in sushi. It's just rice and
Yeah. They gotta
crab
worry
or
about-
whatever it is.
Oh, it's
Got to worry about
so
the
good.
mercury.
Yeah, the mercury's might be a problem.
Mercury schmercury. I was like, I'm going to eat my sashimi and my sushi rolls.
It
And
is really good.
it was really good. And I was so hungry because I had just eaten popcorn at the panel. That's all they had served us. And I'm like, I need some food because now I just have like a grease pit of popcorn in my stomach right now.
Well, there you go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, young lady, Friday tomorrow already. Can you believe it?
Friday. I love
Wow.
it.
We will look forward to talking to you at that time.
See you all tomorrow.
Bye.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Kristen Bird Entertainment News brought to you by North American Banking Company. Go to nabanco.com to learn more. Member FDIC Equal Housing Lender. We'll take a break and be right back. Couple of special guests coming up next. Hi, Andy.
Yep. I saw him come on in.
Looking forward to it. We'll be right back right after this. From Bradshaw and Bryant, Michael Bryant. What's up, Allie?
Oh, not much. Doing my usual thing of telling people they shouldn't be texting and driving. In Minnesota, you can't have your phone in your hands. You can use, hands-free, but you can't have your phone in your hands for whatever reason. And that's why they made the law the way they did, so that police officers could see a phone in your hand and you got no excuse for why you got it there.
Do people know that that's the law?
I hope so. I mean, they used to follow it, and then kind of COVID kind of made people forget, and now it's like a freewheeling world out there with cell phones.
Let's say you get pulled over because you do have a phone in your hand and you're not watching where you're going. You got to be in pretty big trouble then, I would guess.
Well, the first one's not as bad. It's the multiple ones, the problem. And once people start stacking them up, then they have a big problem. And then what we're doing in car accidents is we've started bringing motions for punitive damages, because I'm trying to use the civil law any way we can to stop this, because it needs to stop.
Whenever I'd had any problems in my life, who was that I called again? It was like an MB, something like that.
Bradshaw and Bryant.
Tom for Wellshire Alzheimer's and Dementia Care Facilities. Wellshire Alzheimer's and Dementia Care Facilities are a place where your loved one will live with pride and dignity. If you care deeply about someone in your life, Wellshire is a place I highly recommend. Wellshire is a memory care focused facility that has a full nursing team, always staffed within the building 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. They have never used or relied on any staffing agencies. Wellshire Medina is now accepting elderly waivers after 12 months of private pay. I know them personally, have for two generations now. Talked about that before. They are a family-owned local company conveniently located right in Medina and Bloomington. They're the best staffed memory care facility in the state. Wellshire has a robust community with activities 7 days a week. If your loved one is in need of a memory care facility, please get in touch with my friends at Wellshire. Set up a tour or learn more at wellshiremn.com. That's WEALSHIREMN.com. There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Jesse, how many more times I got to tell you when you show up, you gotta stand out in the crowd?
I do my best, man. It's just there's somebody else in my life that seems to fill that role, so I just don't.
Well, no, what I'm saying, among us, you do stand out in the crowd. He fits right in.
Yeah, there you go. Absolutely.
There you have it right there. So, introduction, please, Jesse.
Pickles needs his turned on.
Yes, I believe so. There we go.
There you go. Flip the switch right there, and you're all. Look at that. You're
Much
live.
better.
All right. Introduction. Tom Catherine. This is my brother Pickles, Johnny Pickles.
Is your brother?
Yes.
You mean real brother?
Don't we look exactly alike?
Oh, that's very,
so
very
hard
sweet.
to say.
Oh, there you go. I see it now.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Look at that.
It's like Jeremy, your nephew.
I think you should grow a purple beard, Jesse.
I have thought about it before.
Yeah, that'd be really
purple, I assume.
Actually, it depends. If I found out that if you use AI to work on a photograph, it thinks purple is my natural color. So Jesse, his hair becomes purple.
His hair becomes purple.
Okay.
AI for you.
Yep.
Yeah, that is AI for you. So what's the latest, fellas?
Well, we have so many stories we can tell about ourselves, but one of the reasons we wanted to come on here is because, Tom, you know very well that I do comedy. I do stand-up comedy in addition to therapy, right? So Pickles, what has it been, 12, 13 years ago, moved from Colorado back to Minnesota so we could pursue stand-up comedy together. And so next week we're producing our first show together called Fundamental Illness. And it's a show where we have a full lineup of pro comics that have been clinically diagnosed with mental health disorders. Because guess who's been diagnosed with a bunch of mental health disorders?
Are you pointing at me? Oh, I thought you were pointing at me.
You want to be on the show?
What are your mental illnesses, Tom?
It's called humanity. That's my mental illness. That's what caused it anyway.
You're clinically diagnosed with humanity.
God help them.
That's exactly right. So, honestly, do many people, Johnny, when you walk down the street, do many people come up and go, God, I know you, but I just don't remember from where? Does that happen to you?
I had it happen once where somebody came up to me and they went to say something and they looked at me and went, oh, and then walked away. And I stopped him and I said, no, what was it? And he's like, no, I thought you were somebody else. And he tried to walk away again. And I stopped him and I said, no, there's somebody else out there that looks like me. I'm very curious. And yeah.
It's wonderful, though. I mean, that's great to know, isn't it? That's a wonderful thing. So have you guys done comedy off and on throughout your lives? Or, I mean, is that how it worked?
We both started about the same time, actually.
Oh, okay.
All
right.
I came, kind of a classic story. I came fresh off of a divorce.
No.
What do I want to do with my life? Hey, middle-aged guy wants to do stand-up comedy. He was out in Colorado. He starts telling me he wants to do comedy. So we both hit our own open mics together. And then we got the bug for it. And then he moved here. So lately, the last year or two, he's been mostly photographing the shows that I produce because he's an amazing photographer too. So he's got these magical photos of all these stand-up comedians where he can kind of capture that magic. But then he also gets up and tell jokes. So now he's getting the production bug. And so, yeah, it's quite a concept. He's actually going to have his own therapist there, which that'll be fun.
What? You have a therapist? Who would have ever thought?
Right? Yeah.
Well, me too, pal. I do. Believe me, in this business, I definitely do. There's no question about that.
That's why you can't get rid of me.
I love the fact. Well, obviously, Johnny. I mean, you look at this show. I love working with my family, my wife, our son, our daughter. The kids come in once in a while. I'm hoping, like in your case, in our case, that coming together as a family is getting bigger than it was for a while there, because family didn't mean much for some people. I hope it's coming back because it's very important to this family.
It really is. You can noticeably tell that sparkle in someone's eye when they find out that we're brothers.
Yep.
We're both comics, we're both photographers, we're both producing, and it's a team thing. And there's a lot of people that will open up about their siblings. Nice. Whether I have that or I wish I had something like that, or we just don't connect. And it's really fun to see you guys as a team, as brothers. It's family. Mm-hmm.
We had a question from the chat wondering where the name Pickles comes from.
Yep.
He goes, yup.
If you'd like to share.
I can share. It should be more of a glorious story, but it was simply
glorious. I like that.
Right. Jesse mentioned coming off of a divorce. I did the same thing several years ago. I had not gone grocery shopping and company came over. They looked in my fridge. I didn't know they were looking in my fridge. And they saw nothing in there except condiments and a lot of pickles.
Oh, there you go, Johnny Pickles.
And he said, "You like pickles?" And I just thought, yeah, I like pickles. And he's like, Johnny Pickles. And 15 years later, here we are.
Very close.
Okay.
20 years.
20 years? Oh my God.
Yeah,
See,
that
that's
sounds
wonderful.
about right. And I can't go anywhere in public without him drawing attention. It's awesome to see. He's got his own. Did you bring it with today? He's got his own custom pickle bag. He's got pickle lighters. He's all in on the pickles theme.
Ah, okay.
The pickles deal. I like that.
The classic bachelor fridge.
Is it harder to do stand-up comedy now because people are so easily offended about everything?
I personally do a lot of self-deprecation.
Oh, that's good. That'll
Timeless.
Yeah.
Especially when I'm talking about mental health, because I get leery when people talk about mental health that is not theirs and they start making jokes. But if I'm making jokes about myself, anybody that will come to me and be offended, you can't. It's me. It's my story. So I haven't had anybody be offended yet, but I feel like I've done material that could offend people if it wasn't for me going through it.
It only took 6 minutes, actually, Johnny, but you do have a new name sent over. Your new name is Purple Pickle Eater.
You could do that song. Your intro.
Purple Pickle Eater. You got to have somebody cut that for you and play it when you walk on and say, one-eyed, one-horned, flying purple pickle eater.
And kudos to who sent that, because a lot of times I'm the one who introduces Johnny on stage. And in fact, Tuesday night at our show, I promise you I'm going to introduce him as the Purple Pickle Eater.
Speaking of your show, I've got a graphic, y'all.
Oh, look at that. Fundamental illness.
Yes, that is a very customized Pickles product right there. He came up with that vision years ago for fundamental illness, and even when I made that, because I'm the one who made that poster, he was like, "Can you please do it where it's Funda and then capital M and then Entel and then small I and then capital L, capital L, capital N, small E, capital S, small s. Can you please do that? I know it might seem weird, but it means a lot to me." And I'm like, absolutely. This is exactly how we're going to do it.
You have to tell me. Oh, Andy took it away now. I was going to read it. But
More questions?
Just one question about somebody on there. Is that woman's name really Kristen Anderson spelled differently?
The most Minnesotan thing you can possibly come up with. And it is such a pain in the ass when making a flyer because it stretches everything out so much. But yes, Kristen Anderson, and the E version comes before the O version.
Yeah, the SENSON, Anderson.
Well, combine them into one. Just use one of those O's with the slash through it or something. Or
I always hear an echo. Anderson.
And there you go. There's an echo. There's no question about that.
It was Andy Anderson.
We watched this show called Corner Gas. I don't know if you've ever heard of it. It's a Canadian show with somebody called Brent Butt. Yep. That's his real name.
Yeah, it is.
So anyway, he did this little show. It was on for, I think, 10 seasons.
Very funny.
It's been available in the United States now for quite some time, but we decided to rewatch it because we missed some episodes and we crack up. I love Oscar, his father, and they were pitching some cable news shows, and they are not news, just entertainment. And they said they were going to redo The View, but it was going to be Saskatchewan View. And they're like, "Oh, I think you might get sued." So they cut to a Hollywood guy, with the buildings all over, and he looks like he's very, very wealthy. And this is like a teensy weensy town with one gas station, one little cafe, and anyway, they're like, "Oh yeah, we should sue them." And he's spinning a globe. He's like, "If I could find them, I think it's either somewhere in Canada or Minnesota or someplace." I'm like, "Hey,
we were mentioned. What do you know?
Look at us."
I do have to ask you a question because I have been a comedy fan from the time I was very, very young. I loved comedy because it was a rough childhood, no question. So I had to laugh. Johnny Carson did a great job getting wonderful comedians. That's the first time I ever saw Rodney Dangerfield was on the Johnny Carson show. Things like that. Is comedy as important, or is it getting more important to people because of all of the turmoil goes on in the world now? Is it easier or harder to get a laugh now?
I'm going to go with what my reaction on that is I'm a real visual person. I'm getting kind of a visual of, I'm picturing comedy being almost a steady stream as society goes through these ups and downs.
Yeah, good.
In a way, it could be that, I think, right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, George Carlin is one that pops into my mind right now, and the way that he touch on the different things. And even to this day, George Carlin is all over social media because the stuff he said back then is relatable now.
Yeah, oh yeah.
It's tough for me to say like more important, less important. I see it as a steady stream of something that we need as we all navigate these different things in society.
One of the tough moments of my life is I think the second or third time I ever saw Richard Pryor on The Tonight Show or wherever he was appearing. I don't like the fact that I can't watch him anymore because he's dead. He was so good, but the reason I even bring that up is the first time I ever saw him, I said, he's not going to live forever. You could just tell by looking at him. Yep. It's like, this isn't going to last very long. I'm sorry.
It was going to be a flame that was going to burn bright, but not burn super long.
Oh God, he was so funny. It was
he was a flame running down the street, wasn't he? He set himself on fire.
Oh, yeah. Yep. Yeah. Yes, he did. He set himself on fire. I don't think it's that funny.
He made himself so vulnerable, though. That was very inspiring to me. Some of the stuff that he would say.
Oh, yeah.
Which I won't get onto on here. Hey,
probably not.
Somebody made a comment about the purple ZZ top a moment ago.
Yeah. I can see
I get that all the time, especially in grocery stores when I'll come around the corner and people look at me and they go, ZZ top. ZZ top. And my girlfriend's like, he's got the beard, but he doesn't look like ZZ
It's the
top.
hat, I think. The hat and the beard.
Is that what
it
is?
I think so.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Yep, and the leather jacket, and it's definitely a thing.
Mm-hmm. And the other person wanted to ask why it's purple. Is it because it's Minnesota? And no, I just like the color purple. Yeah.
Oh, it's not a Viking deal?
No.
He gets asked that all the time.
Yeah, I bet he does. Yeah.
Yeah.
I bet he does. I
like. By the way, I've told you guys before on here. I'm trying to get used to this. It feels, in a way, I feel like I'm being distracting by paying attention to it. But I love that people are chiming in with a lot of stuff. Richard Pryor, it was freebasing and then lit himself up. Another person's talking about how comedy. Alex says comedy grounds us in reality, and I like that one because that's an interesting thing with this show that we have. Is I'm really interested how this is going to feel because. I don't know if Tom or Catherine and any of you know who any of those comedians were, but when they talk about comedy is grounded in reality, when I said we have comics that have been diagnosed with mental illness, I mean, like Comrade Tripp. For anyone who doesn't know Comrade Tripp out there, I encourage you to look him up if you're on Instagram or anything. He's got all kinds of clips out there. But he brings such a thing where you talk about being grounded in reality. I don't even know how you describe Comrade necessarily, but it's a very depressing kind of a dark take that he brings, but I almost don't know how to put it.
And he's talking about himself the whole time. And it's very depressing, but the way that he does it, it's really funny.
It's masterful. It's like a theme of hopelessness, but at the same time, it's him
sounds great.
When he's doing it, he does it in such a funny way that you can feel it in the room that everybody for a few moments is like, can we laugh at this? Because
yeah.
But you're like, yeah, he's a comedian. This is a stand-up comedy show. And in a way, that's comrades medicine, and it's medicine for all of us that are feeling those things.
Alex has a question for you, Johnny. You want to answer a question?
Oh, here we go.
Oh, what we got? The more important question.
Are those sweatpants tearaway?
Oh, absolutely,
Alex, that's a weird question, Alex.
Ready to go.
A little strange question for you.
They're tearaway pants. Yes, exactly right.
There are no bad questions.
No, there are no bad questions. That's true.
There are some strange questions.
Oh, Christ, I
but
better
no bad
take.
questions.
I got to take a
Somebody
quick.
else said, Carlin said him and Pryor were tied for the heart attack contest,
Oh yeah.
but Richie was up one on setting himself on fire. Yeah.
He set
boy.
himself on
Yeah.
fire. I'll never forget. It made me weep openly. I will tell. I thought he was.
Really?
I thought he was phenomenal. Well, I mean, you look back at that era of him and Rodney Dangerfield and all these magnificent comedians. Not to say that there aren't a lot of great comedians now. It's not what I'm saying at all. We need, and I'm very serious about this, we need to laugh. We need comedians. And that's just flat out fact. To sit around and go, I don't like comedians. Well, then you must hate life. You know?
A lot of people do.
Yeah.
I mean, there is something there. Yeah, there is something there of that's not funny. I don't like comedy. I mean, even if you go back to that thing about, do we worry about being offensive and is it tough these days? I might be a little bit repetitive here, but I think a lot of that also depends on, here's what I think is beautiful. Once you know the comedy scene and the comedy culture, you kind of can find what's your niche. What kind of comedy do you like? Do you like stuff that's really edgy, stuff that might offend a lot of people and you love that? You can go find clubs that offer that kind of comedy.
Yeah.
Pickles
Yep.
and I tend to do stuff that we feel is more unifying for people because we go back to Tom. I've talked to you in the past about this, bringing in the therapy part of it. I love comedy not only as clever jokes that make people laugh, but something that unifies people, that you can see the magic on people's face when you leave that night and you say, did y'all have a fun time tonight? Oh, that was really wonderful. We needed that.
Yeah. We do
they
need to
also
laugh.
learn things. And they learn things. And it's
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah,
have
something
fun.
popped up on, I think it was Instagram. There's this neurologist who is posting all this stuff about how our brains are subject to being an algorithm. Just like, you keep on, you're on YouTube and you're always looking up boxing. You're going to get nothing but boxing videos, right? It's like it's the same thing with our brains. That if we're constantly in negative loops or depressive loops or any sort of, bad, quote unquote, loop that we don't want, that you can start training your brain by replacing it with a better message. And I thought, okay, so that's sort of like therapy, where it's like, how is this working for you? How do you, change this, all this stuff. I never really thought of the brain as having like an algorithm. And it just was very interesting to me. Psychologically, with therapy, is that basically what you're trying to do? Is just change people's algorithm so that they can move beyond, a
yeah, because it
trauma?
starts with our algorithm is we're looking for the humor in almost anything without even thinking about it.
Yep.
And we love when you can go dark and show the light. So it's almost funny. Sometimes when there's tragedy, it's who's going to make the first joke of something so dark. And eventually it happens.
Right, snap
Sometimes it's
people.
weeks, sometimes it's months, sometimes it's the same day, depending on what comedy club you're at. But sometimes, I'll see tragedy. I'm like, this is horrible. I wonder how long it's going to take for somebody to make a joke about this.
I hope not very long because I need it. I need humor as much or more than anybody else in the world. There's no question about it. Well, the old stories keep sticking in my head, and I love it so much. There's that old story that Jeff Cesario told me about meeting Rodney Dangerfield. Did you guys ever hear that story? It's phenomenal. So what's his name? I don't like the guy on the what's the guy on that? There's a huge half hour comedy deal. Oh, Jerry Seinfeld.
Oh,
I do not like Seinfeld. I don't think he's funny in the least. But that's a different deal. It's a totally different deal. But Seinfeld brought Jeff Cesario, who's from Minnesota originally, and they're walking down the street. And he goes, oh, Jeff, do you want to, Rodney Dangerfield's coming off stage right now over at the Comedy Store. You want to meet Rodney Dangerfield? He goes, oh, God, I'd love to meet him. Oh, that'd be wonderful. So they walk over there, and just as Seinfeld and Cesario are getting there, here comes Rodney, and he's about to get in his limo, and Seinfeld calls out his name. He goes, Rodney, I want to introduce you to a new comedian. He just moved to town this week. Very, very funny guy. Rodney, I'd like you to meet Jeff Cesario. There's a pause. Rodney looks at me and goes, Cesario, huh? Italian, huh? Stick to the tumbling. Now that is a brilliant comment. I mean, that's funny. How does that pop, as comedians, how does that pop in your head? You just met the guy 2 seconds ago, and you already had that in your noggin, right? Mm-hmm. How does that happen?
Yeah, there's just...
you got to trust it.
Right, yeah. Some people, they just have that wit. Sometimes I've been in the midst of comedians and to just experience that wit that just is there and it just keeps clicking. It's like your brains are wired in a certain way to be able to do that. Back to Catherine's thing about an algorithm. They can just get that, you know.
And we did some improv classes just to see what that would be like. And it just kind of really confirmed that it's okay to trust yourself, even if you don't know what you're going to say about the topic.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Go back for a second, Catherine, when you were talking about the algorithm, because weren't you saying, isn't that kind of what therapy is?
Yeah.
With the algorithm?
Yeah, I was thinking.
I like that one a lot because I've honestly never thought about it in terms of an algorithm.
Yeah.
But that's exactly, last time I was on here, you mentioned CBT, I think, cognitive behavioral therapy is, I mean, that really at the essence is what it is. If I can think about a client who comes to me who's having a hard time overcoming depression, if I start to help them pay attention to what is the automatic thinking that's happening in their mind, what's the thoughts gravitating towards, it's easy to see how it's gravitating towards negative things that are self-defeating. And I start to refer to that as the rabbit hole, which is the algorithm.
It's telling your brain, show me less of this content. Just like on YouTube.
Yeah,
absolutely.
You put some things on ignore if you want to stop seeing them.
Absolutely. I remember one time years ago taking Chantix to quit smoking.
Yeah.
And one of the side effects can be depression.
Oh, God.
How the brain works. I had this moment where really I was not depressed in life. I didn't have anything to complain about at the time. And all of a sudden, my brain started getting on this algorithm of depressive thinking. And I had to consciously notice it in order to go, whoa, that's the medication that's doing that.
Yeah.
I need to stop for a moment. I need to intentionally change the algorithm to go, what's something I'm feeling appreciative about in life right now? Okay, what's another thing I'm feeling appreciative about in life right now?
Right, that's what he was saying. He said, because if you're constantly in a state of anxiety or depression, you're training your brain to always be looking for more problems.
Yes.
Because you're in this negative loop.
Because there's a part of the brain that looks to validate why you're feeling that way. It wants to collect data.
That's exactly what he was saying.
Confirm why you're feeling that way.
Mm-hmm.
So
don't make Jesse look smarter. That's not a good idea.
Damn it, Thomas.
Damn it, Thomas. We do have to take a quick break here. I'm about 10, 15 minutes behind.
Oh, dear.
Sorry.
Oh, dear.
We'll be right back. More with Jesse. Why should your business bank with North American Banking Company? Here's Pete Wolf, owner of Robinson Rubber of Robbinsdale.
I partnered with North American Banking Company because I was able to talk to the president, and I know they have my back. They are much easier to talk to than those larger banks. The openness and flexibility has been the best part of banking with North American Banking Company. They understand small to medium businesses. No matter what part of the bank I am working with, North American Banking Company has the latest technology and friendly staff. I would absolutely recommend North American Banking Company to any of my closest colleagues if they want to have peace of mind in their business.
So why not bank where I bank, with my friends at North American Banking Company? To learn more about North American Banking Company, go to nabanco.com. That's nabanco.com, or do what I do and stop by any one of their 6 Twin Cities locations. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender. Me and my family rave about fresh, dry snacks for a couple of years now, as a matter of fact. And we and the grandkids love them, of course. Fresh, dry snacks are real food, no junk, made from real fruits, real vegetables, real ingredients, not powders, not fillers, not fried snacks. What's on the label is what's in the bag. It's called the Fresh Dry Difference. They use a proprietary fresh dry process. They dry for flavor, not for longevity. The result, real crunch, real nutrients, no frying, no oils. Right now they offer 5 veggie blends, 12 different fruit options, 6 granola bite flavors. Go to FreshDrySnacks.com and use code Barnard, Barnard, for 10% off your first order. Shipping is always free on orders over $100. Ooh, we're rocking out now, man. That's all I have to say. There's no question. Thank you again for coming. Jesse, great idea bringing Johnny onto the show. This is working out really, really well. I like that.
Yeah, I had a feeling he might be a good fit here.
Oh, no question. Oh, what the hell's... Wait a minute. Let's go
Wait
back.
a minute. What do you mean by that?
There.
Yeah, somebody's getting insulted there, but we don't know who it is. But, you know.
What do you think, Tom?
I like both comedians. That's what I like. No, comedy has always been a huge part of my family because, you know, having 5 boys in the same family, no dad around and all the rest of it. We had to lean heavily on Johnny Carson, I'll tell you that. 'Cause that's where most of the comedians went back in those days. They were all on there at that time. But
Yeah, I just had dinner.
That was like the pinnacle, right? That was the goal.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
John
Absolutely.
Carson.
Yeah. I just had dinner with a friend of mine, and she's like, all I do is watch Reno 911
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
and old Seinfeld episodes because the world is just so crazy right
Yeah.
now.
Yep.
And she's a yoga instructor, and she's absolutely terrified of her students deciding that they don't want to be around her because of maybe who she voted for. She's like, this is a constant threat that they're gonna start a political thing. It's like, this is supposed to be yoga. You're supposed to be freeing your mind. You're supposed to be relaxing. You're supposed to be going internal scanning and figuring out how to be peaceful and all this stuff. And she's like, because I don't know, probably half of my students don't like this and half of my students don't like that. And if they start in, she's like, I could absolutely not have an income anymore.
Yep.
That's how nuts people are today.
Oh, yeah.
And she's like, so all I do is watch Reno 911.
One of our comics in the fundamental illness show coming up is a yoga instructor.
Oh, that's right.
Really?
And I actually I take one of her classes and I used one of her, what would you call it? An introduction at the beginning of the class.
Yep.
And it was a show Jesse and I did the same day. Was it when the dude got shot in the head with ice? Or it was the woman that got dragged from the vehicle when she was on her way to the doctor's appointment.
Okay.
And it was just like not good. Everybody was on edge, and we had a show, and Jesse wanted me to open it. And I'm like, how do you open after something so horrible? Some of the comics came in and were crying and didn't know if they could do the show. But back to your point about yoga, I took from a yoga class in that comedy show, and I let people know that a lot of things have happened before the show tonight. And you know what? When the show is done, a lot of things are going to happen afterwards.
Right.
So
Take a
for this
break.
next hour, we're just going to focus on being right here.
Yeah.
We're a community. We're a group of
Yep.
people that want to
Great
come
idea.
together and feel okay for just a moment.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Well,
Shouldn't you be able to do that in a yoga class too? I mean,
You should be able to do that throughout your day, really. Really. You shouldn't have to be, once again, I think that our algorithm, because of social media, is to
Yeah.
see nothing but negative.
Yeah.
And sometimes we don't
Yep.
even know if it's the truth yet. We don't even know what's actually happened, and we're upset. We're automatically upset all the time. And it's not good for your mental health, in my opinion.
Well,
No.
we went through that just now about, I guess, 3-4 minutes ago, and you guys probably didn't see it, but I got very depressed there because it was posted, Jesse is smart.
Oh, he saw it. Don't worry.
Oh, he saw it. Oh, there.
He's like, I like these people.
I said under my breath, oh, somebody said this is smart. Gator. He goes,
They go, we saw it.
Delete comment.
Yeah, you have to remember how big the screen is in the studio.
Yeah, that's right. It's a huge screen.
Yeah, it's
That's
a huge
right.
screen. The comments are right there.
I want to. There was one thing I want to quick throw in about the algorithm before we move on, and I forget, Catherine, is that first of all, I'm going to be thinking about this in terms of that algorithm, and I'm for sure going to be bringing that into my sessions with clients. But one thing that I found a client had success with on doing this, catching the algorithm, is how many of you have seen the Matrix movie? Because most of us have seen it.
Yep.
And there's this very specific scene where Neo realizes what's happening. He sees the code for the first time. It's when they're shooting bullets at him, and
He's
all of a
starting
sudden
to believe.
he slows it slows down, right?
Right.
And so one thing that I found helpful with clients, if they know that scene, is as far as the brain and the algorithm, if it's getting going on depressing thoughts, it's getting going on thoughts that are feeding anxiety, stop to imagine Neo in that scene. Because that's the moment for you to slow your brain down and go, let me see what's actually happening here. I can see the algorithm of depressing thoughts. I can see the algorithm of anxiety thoughts. Take that, because mindfulness needs that moment to catch it. So if you can conceptualize it by picturing the Matrix, it can make all the difference in the world to go, wait a minute, are you about to go off on somebody right now? Why is that? Oh, slow down, use mindfulness, think about some healthier thoughts, and it can make all the difference in the world.
I love that.
You know Priyanka in our building, Tom.
Sure.
She's also a yoga instructor, and her sessions are always about not being reactive. Teaching is to not be reactive, because
Right.
not everything that happens needs you to be all upset about it. It might be some crappy thing happening out in the world, but you don't need to have your entire day destroyed by this.
Right.
By getting online and going, this is happening and this is happening and that's the person's fault and we should all be upset about this and that and the other thing. And I was like, that is like so helpful to just think about not being reactive. I mean, yeah, you can consider it. You can always consider it. It's not that you have to run around in bliss and ignore everything. But considering it and figuring out, is this worth, me taking my time from my family or my job or my whatever to be all upset about this right now?
Yeah.
That is a perfect, I don't know if you consider that part of the algorithm, but based on what you're saying, I've had that where I have depression, clinically diagnosed. And there's some times where I'm just so depressed, but then I'll look at my life. I'll step back and go, okay, my relationship's good. My family's good. My finances are good.
There
My
you
job
go.
is good. My vehicle's good. Everything's good. Oh my gosh, it's just me. I'm just sad.
Yeah.
And then I can, then I
And
can
that's
just
okay. And it's
my
okay.
day. Yeah, I don't have to be happy to wash my car, but
Right.
Yeah.
Well, you pull into Mint Echo. It's not that hard. I have to wash my car by sitting in it for 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go.
But I like that part
Okay.
Catherine, about also when you were saying I think it's healthy to recognize, you're reading all this stuff and you want to jump in and say something. I don't think the goal should be for us to never have that reaction, because then what are we doing if we're check out from everything? And that fits with things I was trained in as a therapist, is that actually be okay with that. But the thing is to catch it and go, oh, I notice I want to do that right now. Then you can override that, or I don't know that overriding is the right word, but you can catch that and go, is that actually going to help me right now? Is that going to help anybody right now? Probably not. Okay, I can just leave that then.
Yeah, because we're basically have been trained as a society to have a 3-day nonstop negative news cycle, true or not true. We don't know until about 3 days later when somebody actually fact checks something. And everybody's all wound up for 3 days about it. And then they find out that it's partially true, maybe not even true. But then everybody's moved on to the next outrage.
And in
So
the
to
meantime,
not-
a lot of sponsors made a lot of money during those 3 days because
Yeah.
everyone was clicking on the things where they can look how many people are clicking. We should be able to get more sponsors for this.
Absolutely. It's, so I think that's all very helpful.
Well, yeah, and I got to be honest with you. Doing a show like this, it is very healthy, because I talked about what a big fan of Richard Pryor I was. There's no question. I don't think I ever did meet Richard Pryor. I don't remember meeting him, so I doubt that I did.
I think you'd remember.
I think I'd remember. But his daughter, Rain, and his son, Richard Jr., used to come and do the show on KQ at least 3 times a year. Just to have his kids there was like, you're Richard Pryor's kid.
Yeah.
But they were very good themselves. They're very, very nice people.
Was Rain on a different world? The Cosby spin-off?
That might be right.
Because that just came to my mind, and I think she was. I forgot all about her.
Right. I think
Yeah.
Let's see here.
Sweetheart. Absolute sweetheart. And Richard Jr. was another great guy. Really nice person. Did you find it, Andy?
I don't see anything. No, I don't.
Where you come from?
Let's see. Here's the IMDb page.
She was in Head of the Class, somebody just said.
Head of the Class.
I forgot about Head of the Class.
Oh, Head of the
Head of
Class?
the class. Wow.
I didn't know
How many
that.
shows?
The
There should just be
teacher in that
3.
show looked like George Carlin, but he wasn't. I don't remember who that was.
Oh, he looked like him, but it wasn't him?
I'm trying to think.
Yeah.
Now, Rain Pryor was not in A Different World. However, there was a makeup artist named Beverly Joe Pryor. That's probably who you're thinking of.
Definitely Joe Pryor. Yeah, there you go.
Proud of me. Yeah.
I love our listeners. I'm
That's-
just telling you. I love them to death. First of all, I like the fact that you post things constantly. Howard Hessman just popped up. Ron Jeremy, half sausage. What does that mean?
I just saw that one and then I heard music.
Like, what the hell does that mean? I love that.
I love that.
One thing I will tell you that I really like, the show's been on the air for a couple of years now and all the rest of it. But to me, the show is getting very, very close to where you want it to be. But people, the way they hop on and contribute to the show, because like I said, we don't do a lot of sports. We'll mention the Vikings and Twins suck. We'll mention that. But we don't do a lot of sports. We don't do a lot of politics, some political talk, but not very much actually. Want to do an entertaining show, have a few laughs. That's why we have, people like you two in, being lighten the moment. I like the way the show is developing because we'll focus on making people happier. I'm not saying if you're doing sports shows and all that stuff that you're doing the wrong thing. That's not what I'm saying at all. But this show, I would like it to be about the community and finding out what we all have in common because it'll make our lives better,
Mm-hmm. Yep, absolutely. That's what we want to do with this show. Is it feels like there's so much community getting involved because
Wonderful.
of mental health, and to get so many comics and have an array of ADD, ADHD, OCD, procrastination. Whatever your thing is, everybody's got something.
Yep.
And to just let people know that it's okay. You're not alone. We're a community. We're here for each other. You be you.
That is exactly what I'm talking about.
A question for Jesse from the chat, probably after this next break because it is 11:42.
Oh God, I'll take a break. Yeah, I'm sorry, Andy.
My goodness.
We'll take our final break. We'll be right back. For Bradshaw and Bryant, Michael Bryant. Michael, what's up?
Dealing with another case where a person gave a statement to the adjuster because they thought the person was really friendly.
Is that a good idea?
Well, the problem is they know the law when they call you up. And while you're trying to be fair and you're trying to get help, the reality is there are questions you get asked that the way you answer them make a big difference. And people put themselves in trouble. And when they aren't in trouble, they didn't do anything wrong. But suddenly the adjuster's got a statement that can blow up their case completely.
What has caused people to be so untrustworthy, I guess is the best way I could put it? They take advantage.
Well, insurance companies have hired adjusters whose job it is to deal with unrepresented people. So they're supposed to kind of lure them in, call them every day, see how they're doing, and people are like, oh, I'm doing pretty good. Where the reality is they've kind of adjusted to their problem that they've got going on. So it's not that they're completely better, but the way they say it gets to be a problem. And that's why having somebody who can explain your rights, represent you, make sure that you understand the law before you give a statement can make a big difference in your case.
Michael Bryant, Bradshaw and Bryant. There's a cruise I've been hearing about from my friends at Heart of the North Tours. And by the way, I don't call people my friends unless they are my friends. Great guy. In any case, a Heart of the North Tour sounds amazing to me. It's the Alaska Cruise Tour. What is a cruise tour? It's a tour that features a cruise that includes a 7-day Princess Cruise tour of the glaciers combined with glass-top railway experiences, multiple nights at the Denali. Denali. I've always wanted to go to Denali Wilderness Lodge, including the land meal package. You'll visit Denali National Park, Whittier, Hubbard Glacier, Glacier Bay National Park. Stop in Anchorage, Juneau, Skagway, and Ketchikan. For more information, go to heartofthenorthtours.com or call 1-833 1-833-424-2700. That's 1-833-424-2700 to speak to Mike, who is a pro at arranging these amazing tours. It all happens August 8th through the 19th, and there are limited spots available, so book now. It's a trip of a lifetime, and you won't want to miss it. All right, back to wrap things up. That show went by in about 10 minutes. My God.
That went quick.
Hour and a half show, and it went by in about 10 minutes. I don't know what the hell that's all about. But, well, I will say this. It's going to be tough on Jesse, but, Johnny, you're always welcome to come back. That's all I have to say.
Yay. Appreciate it, Tom.
So far, you're still on trial.
Yeah, that's right. Jesse's still on trial. But we'll see how it works out in the end. That's how it should be.
Just want to address the listener question. I briefed him on it before during the break.
Okay.
So what the gist of it was, my understanding, the question has to do with somebody knows somebody with OCD, and they're wondering like how or if or when to bring it up.
Mm-hmm.
That is what I understand.
That's kind of the gist of it. And sorry if I screwed up because I don't see the specific question, but I mean, in general, I would sure love to know a lot more context. I always have to be careful about that one. But depending on how well you know the person, I mean, if they've got some OCD stuff going on and you're not sure whether to bring it up or not, and you can chime in on this too, dude, because you have the different mental health diagnoses, but I think if the bond is there and the trust is there, it's something that you can always ask out of curiosity. I mean, you can even start with something like, I've always wondered if it's okay to bring up any questions I have. I have questions, or, I notice things. How does that feel if I were to ask those questions or bring that up? Is that something that you prefer that I don't do? Because I certainly don't need to. But I like the authenticity. If you have that bond and you have the trust with the person, I don't think that coming out of curiosity is going to give them a negative reaction. I mean, they're obviously well aware of what the tendencies are. And maybe I shouldn't even say obviously, but usually that's the case. They're going to be aware of what's going on. So yeah. I wish you had the ability to interact with you to get kind of some more feedback on that. I can't give too much of a blanket statement, but generally a sense of curiosity that's approached in a respectful way is going to be well received. It gives them the chance to say, no, I'd rather not. Or maybe it gives them a chance to clarify and say, I'm fine if you ask me questions about this, but I don't like to get into that. So
don't ask when they're in the middle of something. Like if somebody's really depressed, or if somebody's OCD and they're very frantic because they're trying to get out the door and they've got 1 hour to take care of everything, I think it's good to talk to them. Definitely have a conversation. Absolutely.
It's a good idea, man. All right, both of you.
Because even you and I mean, to this day, Johnny and I still have moments of friction. We did a therapy session together recently with his therapist because he was having kind of I don't know if it's cool, but see, this is an example. I'm doing it for people right here to say, I don't know if I should refer to it as an episode or not. That's like a respectful way of saying, I don't know if that's how I should refer to it. But in a way, there was kind of an episodic moment Johnny was having. And it was frustrating me, and I said something about it, and his reaction intensified. I know enough to go, that's his mental health. That means if I keep pushing right now, it's going to get worse. And so now it's time for me to pull back. And I just said to him, hey, don't worry about it right now. Just we'll do what we need to do to come back down here, and we're going to follow up on another day, and we'll talk about this.
Well, you're always welcome. There's no question. I was talking to Johnny there. Just kidding.
Wow.
I'm gonna have to therapy now.
No, you need therapy. Exactly. No, you both need to come back because I love the two different takes from the same family on a couple of different things. That's why, Andy's here, Catherine's here, I'm here. Yeah, you guys need to come back because I think it's very important to make people laugh, but it's also important to make people understand we'll get through this. We will get through it.
Thanks for the laughs, Pickle and Non-Pickle.
Aww.
That'd be a great duo name. Pickle
and
crudité. We got.
I'm Pickle and Non-Pickle. I'm gonna use that at our show in honor of you.
There you go.
It might be Pete, but yeah,
crudité brothers.
All right, well, come back soon. Was it your idea to bring him in, Jesse?
I really, honestly don't remember.
You texted me and you were like, I got this guy. I need you to...
I got a guy.
I got a guy.
I was like, you know what, Pickles? This is the time for us to go on. I think Tom and Catherine and Andy are going to like us together.
I think it'll be wonderful.
Yeah. So before we go, if you don't mind, I'll just quickly let everybody know that we will be at Gambit Brewing in Lowertown, St. Paul. There it is, right there.
Thank you.
This next Tuesday. So here's a couple of cool things, really quick. It's $10 tickets. $5 from every ticket goes towards the 988 Suicide and Crisis Lifeline. So this is also a fundraiser. There's all of our wonderful sponsors right there. It's going to be a fantastic show. So again, every comedian has been clinically diagnosed. I will come up at the end and try to make sense of what everybody just got done saying to everybody in the audience. I will open up a bit myself about some of the mental health stuff I've struggled with.
Sure.
And we're going to make sure everybody laughs throughout the show. So if you guys can come and support us, you can get tickets at the door, or you can go online at eventbrite.com and get those tickets that way.
And the brewery is also donating money.
Yeah, they're doing a special beer that night, which is the It's Okay to Not Be Okay beer.
Oh, there! I like it.
That's very specific.
Yeah, it's amazing. If y'all have never been there before, they're behind the cause, and they're going to donate. I think it's $2 from every sale of that beer that night to the cause as well.
Okay.
I can close with this. I'm going to follow a young woman's lead here. Her last name, was it Anderson?
Anderson.
That was her last name.
Anderson.
So I'm going to go with, Tom, Barnard, Bernard here. And I'm going to go with 3 last names, not just 2.
All right.
Well, it could be Barnard, Bernard, because those are both names, right?
Barnard, Bernard, and Brainerd.
Yeah.
And we're from Brainerd.
And you're from Brainerd. That's right.
Great.
All right, we got to go. But please do come back. This was a lot of fun, very learning. But what I love seeing, because this show is all about that, 2 brothers who love each other as much as you 2 do is very important for the world to see, man. Very important. Yay. All right. We'll talk to you tomorrow. Thanks a lot.
Take care, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.
Every time I hear the same reminds me how you talk in my door.